Good evening. It's Thursday, February 21st, 2019, and this is episode 97 of the Bull Market Watch. This is going to be a very cool live stream because we're going to figure out some new details working out with Coinigy. And one second here. Where is that coming from? All right, here, technical setup. Sorry about that. Looks like I have many different copies of this spreadsheet open too. So, in this live stream, this is not trading advice or investment advice. It's just an observation of the markets of the cryptocurrencies to see where the bullishness and bearishness are. And we've got this spreadsheet going on here where we go over about 55 different cryptocurrencies. We rate them against our trading plan and put them into the spreadsheet and update it. The highlight today is that Coinigy has announced version 2 of their charting platform. And if you don't have a charting platform and you're interested in checking it out, please click on the referral link below in the description of this video. Helps out the channel for sure. Helps me keep my Coinigy subscription going. And it's a great platform. I really depend on it when I'm doing my trading. All right. So let's go back to our spreadsheet and we're going to start out going through all of the markets now. So here is the alpha version of Coinigy. And you can see here we've got the announcement, but that links off to the blog post. And the blog post has all the details about what's actually going on. And the newest thing is the boards. So let's go and take a look at that. Let's go to version 2 and take a look at what this looks like, what the differences are. So it all seems to be pretty nice. There's new control panels up along the top. There's new links down along the bottom, which can't be shown in the way I've got the video set up. Nothing much down there. And now we've got some controls along the side here that we can close, stretch the chart out, but then we can't see in the video, we can't see the markets along the side. We've also got details about the market depth that we can bring up off to the side here. And we've got a panel that we can bring up from the bottom so that we can be seeing the market depth and the open orders. Depending on how you trade, I almost never look at them because it doesn't really affect the longer term trades that I'm looking at doing here. Now the other great thing is up along the top here, and you can't see that either. Let me pull the screen down this way just so you can see it for now. So we've got markets, portfolio, orders, alerts, and boards. So I haven't used the alerts thing very much, but I think I'll use it a lot more now that it's this handy where you can go to a central place to see all of your different alerts. So you can see all of the alert history. You can see I've only just tested them out and I found them cumbersome to use and never used them. But if I can come to a central place after setting them up and then delete it and have it go into my history, that would be awesome. We'll see what happens with that. So orders is something that I won't ever use because I'm not going to hook up my, okay, so there my alert has been canceled. I'm not going to hook up Coinigy to any of my trading things. It's just, for me, it's just another vector of where hackers can get into your stuff. So I won't set that up. And this would have your portfolio. If you were set up that way, it would draw in through your API and you would have your whole portfolio here, perhaps. Another thing that I won't be able to benefit from, instead, I use cointracking.co for that. The best thing here is the boards. And I'm just starting to experiment with them now, but you can add panels. You can select your market chart. Let's say I'll do a medium one for this one. And I'm going to go to Poloniex and I'm going to pick a market. Let's go basic attention token, just something right there. Do a candlestick chart, chart resolution 30 minutes, save it, and there we go. So then we could start moving these around and start to reorder them get them set up just the way you like to see them, and just the time frames that you want, zoomed in on the 1 minute bars of all of them, so that then you can start to organize new boards and have different sectors of markets put together. So things that are alerts, things that are holds, things that are in specific chart patterns ready to be taking off, that you can be watching them all at a glance and having all of these things set up. You can also share your boards, it seems, but I tried to share it to a browser of mine that was incognito and it wouldn't come up. I had to log in. So it looks like you can only share it with other logged in members. But overall, I really like how clean it is. I like how fast it's loading up. I like how the layout is. It's nice and looks great. One thing I would say about the boards, though, is that it's this kind of dingy gray background instead of nice, clean, dark black. And I was looking around for a place to edit that so that I could set that up, and I don't see it yet. And that'll be something I'll be looking for, because as you see, when I get back to this setup, I prefer the cleanest looking chart I can, so even those indicators are too much. All right. Now, let me stop for a second and take a look at the YouTube chat. Hello, AOL Chandra. Smoking altcoins. Good to see you here. Oh, OZK Dog. Good to have you here. Yeah, boards are like multi-coin charts. Here's multi-coin charts that I use. And I like it better. It fills the whole screen and there's nothing else going on. Where if I go to the boards here, there's lots of space in between. There's lots of space and there's not a lot of chart in here. This is like, this size is impossible to see, really. And again, that smoky background color, this one is darker, and you can go in and edit that, I do believe. No. But yeah, I like having the multiple charts. It's easy to, with the multi-coin charts, the multi-coin charts and the multiple monitors, it's easy to set up one in each different monitor with a set of coins. And I'll be doing that with Coinigy here. I'll be doing that here as well, so that I can just switch between boards and we'll see how it goes. I'll get sets of 8 or 6 or 8 in each of these, and I'll set up different categories of coins that, like if we go through our spreadsheet here, and we're looking at all the ones that are orange, all the ones that are green, all the ones that are yellow, those are great for categorizing together perhaps into a panel. And then you'd be able to watch all of the coins that are yellow right now, that we've listed as being yellow, put it into a specific panel, and then they'd be easy to be watching them all. And if you're interested in more than that, let me see, where is that? The mega alert package from IntroToCryptos.ca comes with much more detail than just yellow, green, red. It comes with specific numbers of where to get in on your specific entry, where to be looking for your targets, where should you be setting your stop loss. It provides you with a screenshot that shows you the chart patterns for everything that we're working with. So let me pull this down and stick it in here. Just a quick plug here. So it's much more detailed to show you the target entry point for this alert on burst, where we're looking to take our profit, where our stop loss would be, and then a screenshot for each of the suggested trades to show you exactly where the entry and exits would be, where the stop loss would be. And then of course we have the Discord chat that talks about all of those different trades and alerts as they're unfolding. So if you're looking for more information than just these charts, we've got it for you too. Now, let's go back to, I'm going to experiment with running through the whole process using this chart pattern. We'll see how it works out. So I'm going to, first of all, go to Poloniex, clear my filter, and just put in this, start off with Ardor. Hello, Ardor. Rator Ritu Y on Coinbase Pro. Order views fee on limit order. Support doesn't respond. Well, I couldn't tell you why Coinbase Pro doesn't respond to their tech support, but we don't really do anything with Coinbase Pro here. All right, charts, you're running out of time here to load up on what I clicked on. Invalid symbol. Ardor BTC. All right. Exit beta. That was a good experiment. Let's go on with the show. Ardor is almost coming up to alert status again. I'm going to leave it neutral. We're going to kick through this stuff now. If you've got any questions about different markets you'd like me to put up, stick them in the chat. I'd be happy to park for a second and go and check those out. Other than that, I'm going to run through our routine of the different cryptos we've been watching. We saw this bottom formation shape up and gave it a green signal here. It's pulled back and hesitated, which is pretty natural for the market to go up and pull back. So I'm going to leave it as a hold, but if it dips down below that, it's going to go back to neutral. Actually, it would go back to being a cold fish. We'll see about that in the next day or two. BNT, just because I still keep these things out of order. Nothing going on here. Neutral. Hey, Send Crypto. How's life treating you? Hope all is well. BTS still coming up out of this. Look at these big green candles. Looks fantastic. Why am I already up on BTS? I don't know, but I'll put it still as a hold, and I'm going to go back to BCH ABC. Okay, this one did our bottom formation. We said it was a hold. It's still as a hold. SV was a near fail. And it still looks terrible. BCN is one we got to click on and zoom back out to a longer term perspective to see if it's ticking up from this at all. This would be a time to accumulate it. This is historical lows. You would be sitting on it for a while, but it, whoops, neutral because it's not done anything. I see how bad I want to hold it. Freudian slip there. I clicked on Bitcoin. Now, of course, it's still a hold from where it was. And I've got to go over to Bitfinex, click on my favorites, BTC. We've got a whole bunch of drawings going on here. What's this about? Ah, yes. Let's now clear this off. Zoom in. And of course, we are watching from this area here to say when our buy was. So for us, this is a hold and it's already gone up. And it looks like it's gone up and pulled back a little bit like a zipper, but it appears to me like it's still going to be going up. So BitShares we looked at, Poloniex, BitShares, Burst. Burst is sitting just waiting and waiting and waiting as an alert, extending that yellow streak down. Clam we had as a hold and up. It's been going since we marked it a hold, which was just like fantastic. I love to see great timing on a chart. You see it forming, you talk about it for a couple days, then you go, yeah, you do the trade and boom, it gets right away, proves you correct. Those are so rewarding to, you know, see it in advance, like this one, seeing it in advance. Look at all these moving averages coming to congeal. Huge pre-pump candles going on. This is the kind of stuff that when you look back in 6 months or a year, you'll just be shaking your head going, why didn't I take that $20 instead of going to Starbucks? And why didn't I make that money work for me instead of just still putting myself working for money? Dash, we said, look at this, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, taking off here. We had it as a hold. We're doing great on this one again. I don't know. It's great. One thing I can't tell you how to disable the order confirmation on Coinigy when placing an order through them. Not at all. Could I increase the volume? Yes, I could. I normally sit closer to the mic. Thank you for that. But no, trader, I can't give you any support for Coinigy stuff. Not that part anyway. So I was picking up a book day just today, and I'm always going through some different trading books, and I'm always browsing through. I've got a stack of them. I've been collecting them for more than 20 years, which blows me away. It's amazing to think back. That was 20 years ago. It seems like yesterday. So anyway, I got this one, and I'm opening it up and saying what this is. It's the tools of the trade for commodities traders. And it says, of all of the tools available to the trader, none is more important than his or her own mind. Lack of mental discipline has to be the primary cause of losses in the marketplace. And I thought, wow, I don't know. And I wanted to ask you guys, would you agree or disagree? Lack of mental discipline has to be one of the primary causes of losses in the marketplace. We'll talk more about the lack of mental discipline in a second here, but let's continue on. And I want to see in the chat, what are your thoughts on that? Is it lack of mental discipline is the primary cause of losses in the market? This is right down to fail territory. I am shocked. I was shocked yesterday too. Still in fail territory. So AOL Chanda would agree. Anybody else? What do you think? Oh, we put this as an alert because of this massive triangle here coming right to the peak of this triangle, and look what it's doing. Look at that. That is it. She goes into a hold status on this one right there. That's it. That, you know, if you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you start to lean, there is a specific moment when you know there's nothing you can do now. You've gone too far. Your center of gravity is over the edge of the cliff. You're going down. This is the center of gravity is just tipped right here. And that's fantastic to be here, doing the video, capturing it. Dogecoin still looks like a near fail. So we got a few people watching, a few thumbs up. Just curious to see what are your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree? Is lack of mental discipline one of the primary causes of losses in the market? Put it in the chat there. Look at this taking off. It's making me smile. I'm smiling as I'm talking through this. That's just so awesome to see another trade line up, recognize it, talk about it for days in advance. It fall. Oh, I just love it. Fantastic. I love to see these things stacking up. I've got to go over to the website. And while I go do that, I'm going to bring up Ethereum Classic. This one is building up. It's still an alert. It's going to be a buy in no time. If everything keeps going the way it is, it's just phenomenal. Crazy. Ethereum has come up to, like, these are such important places in the last 18 months of time. So if I zoom out to the last 5 years, look at this 5-year view. So we're looking at the 1 week bar. This is not a long time frame, and this is a beautiful 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shaping up right here. Insane. So when this does break above this level, it's not going to be a small move. It's going to have some real momentum behind it. It should go as high as this is wide. So from September to March, we stand that up, and that's how high I'm expecting it to go. It'll be coming back up to these levels, and it'll do this. It'll take its time. It's not just going to go straight up, but this is phenomenal. Wonderful chart. And I'll probably do this every couple days to see this kind of consolidation. If it's breaking higher than this, wow. So I love that we already got into it. It's a hold for us. It continues to be a hold. It looks like an exciting market that's going to be taking off. And a quick plug here. On this weekend, on Saturday, our 3-week intensive cryptocurrency trading course registration is going to be open. But more than that, this is where, if you want to be guided through the whole process of trading, if you're just starting out and you don't have any money for learning all this stuff, you just need to learn on your own, keep watching these free live streams every day, and get the free cryptocurrency trading plan over on IntroToCryptos.ca. Log in there, get this free plan so that you can see what we're doing. You get a copy of the spreadsheet that we're working on. It's great. It should help you get to profitability. If you want to do it on your own, then I recommend our trading alerts, which is a pretty good education package that is similar to the entire course, but it's set up so that you do it at your own speed and you learn on your own. And here's some of the results that we're getting. We'll see this reset here to see some of the best ones. 136% results, 84% results, 77, 64% gains, 58% gains. And this is all over the last couple of months. 45%, 38%. You know, what would this mean for your trading to have these kind of gains in your account? You can get this kind of information. You see what everybody's saying about the alerts package. And it's not just alerts. It comes with a lot of training that's included that you can go in and take these video training lessons, go through the book itself. That's the entire course outline. This is the textbook for our course. You get the entire thing. You can learn this all yourself. You get support. You get more training that goes along with it just for a monthly fee, $97. So you get $450 with the training, and then you're off on your own and you're set up to be able to follow along and benefit from these kind of signals like this and start to get some structure to your trading. But if you're looking for more than that and you want to learn handheld all the way along in an intensive training course, registration starts on Saturday. And I'll give some more details about that in a little bit. But for now, let's go back to the charts, zoom into the close-up view and see what's going on with this. There's some big green candles of buying going on here. I think Ethereum is going to be taking off. So back to the chat here. So Jay Adams says you agree with not having a real plan. Agree with watching a chart and getting scared out early of losing money. Let's take a look at this again. I love it. I appreciate the comments there. Pardon me. Lack of mental discipline has to be the primary cause of losses in the marketplace. So what does that sentence mean? The most important parts are mental discipline. Discipline. What's that? What is discipline? When I think of discipline, I think of punishment, or maybe that teeth-gritting willpower that you force yourself to do something even though you're feeling differently, and you just make yourself do it in spite of everything around you. You have this discipline to push through. But it's actually erroneous to think of that word in that way. Discipline, the word came from the words disciple, a disciple of a belief system. So when you are a disciple of a belief system, you act in accordance with your beliefs. Without any duress, without any difficulty, without any strain, without any willpower. This is what you believe, right? If you're not doing what you believe, then you're under duress, then you're under strain. So the thing of lack of mental discipline, I think I have to agree with Adam saying that he agrees with that, along with not having a real plan. Once you have a real plan that you know completely, then that's the way you act. That's what you believe in. You can't act differently than that. Otherwise, you're acting against your beliefs, which causes stress. So the most important thing is to have that clear plan, to have it step by step and broken down. And you know, I wrote out my plan between 1994 and 1998, and I studied it for years and years and years and years, with some success and some not success, where I lost my entire account a couple times. And then I started to understand and really believe in the trading system and the processes of it. I started to get it all clear. Then I started teaching it, and I started writing it out into a book. I started giving courses on it over and over again. I started making this alert package. I do these videos, and everything in the trading plan itself gets up much more clear for me. And so I don't need like teeth-gritting discipline. I don't need, it's not a punishment at all. This is what I believe. And I've got the patience then to let the things unfold without jumping in and out of a trade. I can put the trade on, let the market wiggle around, and it doesn't get me flustered. I'm more confident. I'm more calm. And when you're more confident and you're calm about what you're trading, you can look at the charts or not. It doesn't get to be a compulsion. It doesn't affect other areas of your life. It's an important thing, that mental discipline, not be confused with hard work and willpower, but it comes down to a disciple of a belief system. You have to have a clear structure to believe in, and then it's easy. And it's easier. It's never easy. The charts are never easy. The markets are never easy. So that was a great segue, and I love talking about that stuff. Hopefully it's helpful for you guys. Factum, it's warming up, but it's not giving us anything that we can say is bullish. It can't give us any alerts or buy signals there. Whoops, flow is long removed. Foam coming down a little bit, so neutral. It's going to be neutral for a while, I believe. Game has been neutral, but what's it doing now? It is picking up a little bit. I like it. It's still neutral, but I like that it's picking up a little bit. Discipline matter. Oh, lost 60% of my BTC, but since I started watching, I'm doing much better. Woo, happy dance, happy dance. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear, the success stories. And there's going to be a rollout of success stories just because you're in the right place at the right time. This is a plan that I've been building for more than 20 years. So when I came into cryptocurrencies, I had already had this practiced. I had already practiced making videos about teaching people about this. I already practiced having the website and the course. I was teaching kids how to buy and sell lobsters on the RuneScape Grand Exchange for profit. It was great. It was a really good community, but I knew that I was building up for something more real, and there it is, cryptocurrencies, and it really worked out well for me. Now, gas should be working out well for you guys. Look at this. The train has come back and for another load of happy passengers. GNT. I appreciate that so much, Zen Crypto. That is fantastic. This is, that makes it all worthwhile to see that I can make a difference sitting here, doing this on YouTube, gets out to people that I would never meet in person, and even people who are not watching right now, who are watching it later. Love it. 1, 2, 3, bottom formation. Breaking above these levels would give us a buy, so I'll say it's neutral for now, but I'll bet you this is going to be an alert in no time. Thank you, Domino. It's great to have you along as well. I do like, I gain as much from doing the videos as I get, that I hope that you guys get. I just got distracted in my mind there. This is a near fail. And this is, right now, I had it as an alert, but I'm going to have to move it back to neutral. It could jump right back up to an alert in no time, but when it's pulled back like that at the bottom of this, no. Library credit was a buy last time, and this is good. This is really good. I like the momentum change in this. I like it. This is a really, let me say again, I like this one. I like it because of what it's done in the past. Even if we don't go to the super past of the insanity, I don't know if the project will get back up to that in, it may take 3 years to get it back up there, but this may be doable. This may be doable. These are all crazy gains. Crazy gains. Even to come back up to something like this is and fantastic gains. And it is building up to doing that. This is no joke. This is not a drill. Look at these. Wow. Insane. I love it. It just gives me butterflies in my stomach. That's fantastic, Send Crypto. There is enough room on YouTube to have more people having YouTube channels, because everyone is unique. Everybody, and people who are at your stage of learning will love learning from you. People who are way past that, they won't stay, but people who are, and that doesn't mean just people today. That could be people a year from now who are in that same stage of learning. They'll love learning from you. This is a beautiful bottom formation. You can just see the change in momentum. Lots of candles to the upside of buying moments where it looks like there's a lot of volume but not a lot of price change. That's awesome. Those are days where the bulls are ready and they are taking a big bite out of the sell orders up above the market. They're watching and waiting for somebody to put on a big sell wall and they just buy it. Boom. And then they sit back and go for coffee, whatever. Loom is looking great. It'll be an alert tomorrow for sure, but I'll just leave it neutral for now. It hasn't moved up high enough. How much do you put into any 1% of your overall crypto portfolio? As a standard, I would say no more than 5% of my entire crypto portfolio into any one trade. And when I put on the trade, I usually start off with 40% of my full intended trade. If it proves me correct, I add on another 40%. And if it's really going crazy, I may put on that last 20% of the trade, then I'm fully invested, like up to the maximum of my 5% of my account. So I stage my way in, and then I stage my way out on the top formation. When the break of the top formation, 1, 2, 3 top formation, up trend line, I take out part of my trade. And when the moving averages cross after the top formation is done, I take off the last part of my trade. So I'm never in at the bottom. I'm always late after it started to go up. And I'm never out at the top. I'm always late on the far side of the top. So I never get in at the bottom. I never get out at the top. Loom, what are we doing next? And that's an awesome question, Ed. I appreciate that. I hope that helps people, because that's a really key way. It's, the entry things that we're saying here are less important. This is probably a buy. I should put it into the spreadsheet. I just got to work the spreadsheet. This is a near fail. The position sizes, as you're putting them on, probably has as much to do with your success. Look at this. Everything is going to be taking off. This is not. Look at this trend line. It's just bounced off of. This is huge that it just came up off of that instead of breaking down below it. Look at that. That it bounced off that support level right there and is shown one tick up is that edge off the cliff where, well, you never know. But this, for me, that's it. That's the spot right there. So if this wasn't green right now, I'd be making it green again right now. Made safe coin, what are you doing? A little pullback, not doing much of anything. 3-month view, still below our red line there. Well, I'll put it to neutral because it's really not looking like an alert right now. Mana, it's down to these low levels. I'll leave it as neutral. Nothing going on. Nav, how about you? We got this massive triangle going on a nav and it's pooping out the bottom. So I'll put it back to neutral. Maybe that's being generous. It should be a near fail. Namecoin. Look at that. Wow. What a chart pattern. That is something like a... I think it's going to go straight up from there. I was saying that yesterday. It's just... What a weird pattern. NXT. Does anybody know anything about Namecoin? Why? What? Like an NXT, nice little bottom here, some good volume, and this is picking up. It could rise up from here. And you know what? We're looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, a break of the downtrend line, the moving average crossover. That's what our criteria are. And sometimes I see a market, I don't believe in it, I don't think anything about it, but it breaks the criteria. And, you just have to act on it then. So right now it's still neutral, but it looks like it could wake up to our criteria, and I just have to respect that. 1, 2, 3. I had it as an alert because the moving averages were getting close, and I'll leave it as an alert. Actually, Omni is now looking better. I'm going to put it up neutral, even though like it's subtle differences here from day to day. It really doesn't matter. Pascal, because we're not going to trade it. Do I balance your crypto trades with regular stocks? I have some regular stocks. I have some gold and silver, but I'm mostly into crypto. And my stocks are not active. They're hold and, well, they're somewhat active, I guess. Hold, there's some changes there. Pascal, neutral. If it picks up off this, it could do more, but not right now. Poly, wow. PPC. Hey, this was a fail right down to these. Now it's a double bottom from the August low, and there's quite a bit of volume here, quite a bit of volume here. That's pretty important. I don't know anything about the project, but I like that chart pattern. Somebody knows something about the project. So this gets kicked all the way up to neutral now, and we'll watch that one with this volume coming into it right there. Cool stuff. Wow. So I had this as a buy as it broke out of this 1, 2, 3, and then it's pulled back to the number 2 point here. So that would move it back to a neutral. And this isn't like a, oh shit, sorry. I've put this where you couldn't see it. This is just a measurement of the bullishness or bearishness. They're not actually buy signals. So this one is, we have as a hold in ours because we bought it way back here. We put it as a green over here, but now it is getting to, actually, I'm going to put it as a cold fish. And what do I don't even know my symbol for that. E. Could be wrong, but I'm going to say exit. I should have said that yesterday when it was breaking just below this line here. As it broke below that level, that should have been the exit. I have to check and see what was going on yesterday. Sometimes I don't agree with myself from day to day. Even though we got a clear plan, I review it over and over again. This looks like a near fail. Some days I am more generous than others, and other days I look at it and go, what was I thinking? Coin, now we've come up off the bottom. So this is still neutral, but that's great. Spreadsheet. Okay, yes, I got that. Thank you. SNT. Look, bouncing up. I'm going to put this as the alert. And we were talking about this. If it goes above our green line there, then we'll mark it as green as a hold. Steam we've had as a hold for a while. I'm going to keep it as that. It looks great. Even though it's pulled back and consolidated, it looks like it's ready to go right now. It's all springing up. Oh yeah, this is the other day. Get excited every time I see that chart. Like, just my eyes go wide. Love it, and it's going to continue going up. This was such a fantastic trade that we've been watching for such a long time, talking about the whole project as it was going and unfolding. The chart patterns speaking, you can just see these pre-pump patterns. And I've been talking about these in other charts as we've been looking at them. Other charts that are in this configuration yet, and they haven't done this blast off, but they are coming up to it. There's a lot of that coming up in the markets right now. These are what I call popcorn moves. STR or XML is doing great. I like the increase of volume in here. It's making a bottom formation. So if it breaks above these levels for us, then I'll call it a green. For now, I'll leave it as an alert status so that, like, you should be aware this is an important chart, an important market. They've had some important new partnerships developed. This is a great bottom formation consolidating here. It's definitely an alert and will soon be marked as a green hold. And I just wanted to highlight that. This is another one I just like got to highlight over and over again. Look at the bowl-shaped patterns here as this is building up. And look at the pre-pump patterns of buying going on here. Big, huge candles of buying. Those are not accidental. We've already got it marked as a hold, but I would be changing it from whatever it was to an alert at least. And maybe I wouldn't put it a hold again until it actually broke above these levels. But anywhere in here, it's a good buying level. Really love this chart too. This coin. 3-month view. Oh, right. So we did mark it as a hold yesterday. Goes this coin, go. Nice to see the consolidation. It pulled back and then whoosh, up it's going. This has got a long ways to go. It's been up to 6,000, 7,000 Satoshi, and it's at 14 now. So it's got to double and double a few times to get back up to heroic levels. That would be awesome. Viacoin we had as a green, and I'm going to leave it that, but it's like another chart that is going to make people's lives change. You know, just a small investment in this is going to give such great percentage gains. And it doesn't matter how big the investment is. If you put 20 cents worth of, you know, I don't know what the minimum is, the minimum amount, a $5, $2 position, and you work on the percentage gains, you're training yourself to make money work for you. You're teaching yourself how to make money work for you, how to grow money, like how to grow money. You can grow plants and stuff like that, but how to grow money? Most people think it doesn't grow on trees. No, it grows on computers and it grows on charts. And if you know what the chart patterns are and you're there and you're paying attention and you just take this decision, later, 6 months later, you take another decision and you're making your money grow while you're doing other things. This is the greatest thing. Fantastic. So this is going to be neutral for a while. Every time I come to it, I'll have to remind myself. So this is nice that it's making a bottom and consolidating now. What are we on? The 1 day view, 3 month view. This is even looking better. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Consolidation here. It'd be risky, but you could buy it here with everything else turning around and starting to go up. This at bottoms and consolidating into a bottom formation, it is risky. It would be a swing trade, but you could enter a position on this right at this consolidation. Just saying, like, if that's a great looking chart right there. Fantastic moment. The simple trading plan wouldn't do it though. Like I say, I don't get in at the bottom like this, even though it looks great. I want to wait for it to change direction and show me that the tide is coming in, not just a wave of movement and then I have to keep working it. When the tide is coming in, I can get into a position and I don't have to do anything. I can sit on my hands. The hard work is getting into these positions. Once you're in a position, I'm gonna leave this as neutral, but like I explained, there's different ways to approach it. XMR, I gotta put it back to neutral. I thought it was gonna be taking off from there already. Fail on that one. XPM, that's not looking good. I'm gonna put it back to near fail. And Ripple, I am surprised, but this actually went down to fail territory. And we were looking at that the other day, saying that the way that Ripple USD looked compared to Ripple Bitcoin, I thought this was not going to go down further, and poof, then it did. So this is where it did a big sell down, and it's got a cup going on here, but it broke down below some key levels there versus Bitcoin. I think it'll come back up because we've had some other times where we were watching as this was happening and Ripple went way, way down versus Bitcoin. It was the conversion ratio and it quickly bounced back up. So we'll see what goes on with this, but for now it's a fail, and I have to mark it as a fail. It's actually a sell signal. It's a go short, and it could be, we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. So where should stop losses be on XMR? Let me put Zcash in here as a near fail. That's, and then I'll go back to XMR, and there's no order here now according to the simple trading plan. So the simple trading plan is to look for prices to break the down trend line, and we may not even have this nicely broken the down trend line. We could say this is the down trend line that's been broken, similar to this down trend line, so that we have these different staging areas and staging area. Let me clear this up. And so if we say that this is breaking the downtrend line, sure, good enough. We've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We've got lots of number 3s all the way along here. So we've got a nice flat bottom. Then we have a couple number 2 points. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, or this is a 3, 2, 3, back to the 3, back up to the number 2, back. So there's no trade signal yet. If prices come and break above this, that would be a trade signal to go in. Another option would be to go into the trade if it comes back and retests but goes higher. So it's showing that it's not a fake out breakout and going to go down. So then you can wait. Either you can get in here or you can get in here, those two different entries. So then if you do get into any of those, I would recommend that you start off with just a bit of your position, because this is always where it's the worst. This is always where you get faked out. This is the most highest risk time of your trade, is when you're entering. So you want this to be smaller. And you would leave your stop loss back far enough here that the market could move comfortably within the range it's already proven itself to have strength in. So that means your position has to be small enough, a small enough piece of your whole portfolio, that if prices did come down here to hit this and you went down 12-15% on your trade, it wouldn't be a big loss in your whole portfolio, and you would be okay with that. This is an emergency stop loss. But of course, there's other ways that are really important risk control rules that we talk about in much more detail in our course. And even though they're simple, they are very profound, and you really have to review them carefully so that you can turn them into beliefs. And so then they don't take any work, because you are a disciple of a belief system. Once you learn these things and you believe them, they don't take any work anymore. You just do it that way. And people say, why would you do it that way? And you say, well, goodness, I couldn't do it a different way. This is the best way to do it. It's what I believe in. So it doesn't take any teeth gritting willpower. It gives you a lot of confidence to have the structure, to know all of the plans, to know them, so that each stage of the trade, as it moves to this stage, and you know, here's my options. Moves to this stage, you say, here's all my options. And then you just choose the correct option for the stage of the trade. And most of them that we learn are for protection, self-defense, defending your money, because trading really is difficult. Trading really is difficult. 80% of people lose money trading. They come into it and they don't have a plan. Now imagine if you learned how to trade cryptocurrencies the same way you learned how to fly a plane, the other way around. Imagine if you learned how to fly an airplane the same way you learned how to trade cryptocurrencies. Right? When we learned cryptocurrencies, you went to Twitter, you found a few people to follow, you went to TradingView and you were starting to follow people there. You went to YouTube and you're watching tons of videos, and you went to Binance and you signed up, you transferred in some Bitcoin. That's a large learning curve to get yourself up to that point. Huge. It's a great accomplishment. And then you're starting to go and you say, well, I've learned this stuff. Let me put on a few trades and see how it goes. It doesn't matter if I lose the first trades, right? They're just my first trades. But what if you learned how to fly an airplane that way? You would go down to the airport, you would get into the airplane, the instructor would get in beside you, he would show you the controls and tell you what to do if what happened. Then he would say, I'm going to get out of the airplane and you give it a try right now. Don't worry if you crash. It's only your first day. What do you expect? That would be ludicrous, wouldn't it? You would never learn to fly an airplane that way. But that's how most of us learned how to trade cryptocurrencies. And so it's after you've crashed a few times, then you say, well, how do I do this safely? How do I structure this so that I protect my butt, but I'm there for when the big price moves happen? We want to protect against negative risk, but we want to be there for that positive risk. You want to put your money in place when the markets are moving. I'm a little bit off track there, but I like it. I'm going to have to zip out that part of the video. I didn't plan it. This looks like a near fail as well. It's probably just going to blast straight up off of this bottom. It's not giving any kind of bottom formation and nothing that we can trade, and it's probably going to just go straight up to the roof for no reason that I know of. Oh, right. What else is going on? Ed. So I don't know if that helped you with the question on where should you keep your stop losses on XMR. That was a long answer. And Ed, can you tell us how to get ghosted BitDTCU dollars in your chart? Yes. Sure. You do this here. Compare or add symbol. So I could say LTC. Bitfinex Litecoin. Sure. Put this in there. And so there's Litecoin against everything. And then I can go over to Litecoin properties and say, instead of having an area chart, let's have just a line, make it nice bright yellow. And then we could start overlaying a few different things and start to see how they react together. So for example, if I shorten this down and I go and look, let's look at Litecoin. Sure, looks good. Matches right up perfectly. So if we look at Ethereum, so now we're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin to see what they've done relative to each other. But this is not fair, and Old Scott is one of the guys who's really... Old Scott's one of the wise guys who's keeps reminding me that I should be looking at the Bitcoin US dollar, Litecoin US dollar, Ethereum US dollar, and then compare them to the Bitcoin price. So I've got Bitcoin US dollar, and then I've got everything else versus Bitcoin, just to keep a standard way of looking at it so that you get a reference point. But I think he's got a great point there. And I've been doing more. So here's Bitfinex, filter, just my favorites, and Litecoin US dollar. So here we have Bitcoin US dollar, Litecoin US dollar, Litecoin versus Bitcoin. You can see the spread between Litecoin and Bitcoin has been widening. And this, for me, is telling us that Bitcoin is about to go way higher. It's going to be following up. Litecoin is the leader. And if we go to Ethereum US dollar, I'm off track here for sure, but Ethereum US dollar is got a spread from Bitcoin US dollar. So I think there's a lot of money pouring into the cryptocurrency sphere, and Bitcoin is going to be getting its share. It's coming. It's awesome. All right. Now let me close this and go over to this sheet, back to this page, and here's our chart. Now the top part of the show is to copy and paste this into place and see what the charts turn out. A little bit more neutral, a little bit less green, but the red didn't go up that much. So no big change in the markets today, but still some very satisfying percentage of green to yellow. This is something that I need to chart in a pie chart. So if I was to go over here and do a pie chart right here, insert chart, no data, type column chart. I want a pie chart. Then the data range will be here. Sure, I'll just do it for the... That didn't work very well. I will do a pie chart to get a better look at the green versus yellow versus orange versus red. And we'll see what that works out. I'll get that working for next time, since I'm not fluid at charts right away. So Tyrinox says, this market looks so bullish right now. It is the most volume since January of 2017. I haven't checked out V2 of Coinigy yet. It's pretty cool. I'm still using V1 here in the video too. I'm going to set up more of those panels and start getting used to them. And it'd be great if they would see some options for those background colors. Small things, but you know. BTS. So BitShares, stellar, really looking phenomenal. Storage is already taken off. and building to go more from right here. So if you had bought here and said, okay, now it's proven me correct, it's up high enough that I can put my stop loss up here. Now I can double my position size. If the prices come back here, I could get out, take my loss, and I would still be up. I would still be above zero. You know, you can increase your risk here, but if you increase your risk too high at the top here and it moves back a little bit against you, you get stopped out. Your great little profit here turns into a loss. It's so frustrating. Doom, doom, doom. Can I look at RCN? Binance. Filter Bitcoin. Scroll down to RCN. Wow. So RCN, unfortunately, would get by me. It didn't give me a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and then a build up at all. It was going down to a near fail status. So for me, this kind of thing, I can't be there to react to it. And I wouldn't trust it if I start starting to candle up like this and wick, because the simple trading plan is to trying to filter out those fake out breakouts, the waves of the move that are happening before the tide has changed. So you've got a wave coming up on the beach. You've got a wave coming up on the beach, you know, and then a couple little small waves, another wave up on the beach. So this is great. For me, I might mark an alert. And if it were to come back into these levels, this is when the train is coming back and letting on that second group of tourists before they go on the big tour. And I do believe this will have time for that. That's a lot of volume. That's a lot of, these are big, big candles of buying volume on these days here. Huge, huge, huge money stepping in on these days. Really great. I'm glad you brought that up. That's fantastic, Old Scott. Who else has a market we should be looking at? Something that's making our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's breaking the downtrend line. The moving averages are crossing over, and it looks like it's about to blast off. What do you think? If you have any you recommend, let me put them up there. Going to take some nice profits on RCN. Didn't quite hit your target. Yeah, that's a beauty. But you're right. I think it's got some more to go. That's a lot of volume. So it may have more to go. There may be some more FOMO buying coming in now. So the whale has already bought all his stuff up. Now he's gone out for dinner, and all the FOMO traders are seeing this moving up, and they're all buying in, right? And other people are selling out. RCN is the blueprint for Ripple. Well, see, knowing some of the fundamental analysis would help you, and knowing some of the news about it, but just looking at this chart tells you something big is going on. Now, knowing how these charts normally move, I would expect we're going to watch this in a few days. If this comes back, I would consider that to be an entry point. Now that it's taken off, I can't jump on, because likely somebody's going to dump on it and it's going to come back. And then you're holding, and you're bag holding. So it's just not a chart pattern that gives me an entry point now that it's gone. LBC looks good. Let's go back to Poloniex and go to, I'll just click on Litecoin just so that I'm in the L's. LBC, library credits. Oh yeah. And it's got some great volume going on there. 3-month view. Look at these big, big, big candles of buying volume. 1-year view. Even here, it's been some stepping up, some accumulation going on for a long time. September, October, November, December, January, February, March. This is going to be so epic when it goes. Zooming into the 1-week view, look at how flat this is, and look at the size of this buying volume here on this week, just recently, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. This is going to be epic, absolutely. We're in for something life-changing. For, you know, if you have a coin goes from 30 cents to $30, you can take $10, turn it into 100, and turn it into 1,000. So $10 turns into $1,000 if you have a coin that goes from 30 cents to $30. And there's lots of these coins that are, 2 cents, and they go to $2, and there is your $10 into 1,000. Love it. And it's worked for me. I've done it. I've done the $10 into 1,000. These are good days. This is going to be a $10 into 1,000. I'm telling you, it may take a while, but your $10 is, what's it going to do? You could go to Starbucks with it, or you could take that $10 this week, put it into another different cryptocurrency. It's a phenomenal because you can micro trade. I love that we nailed this one as it was consolidating, wrote her down, and now it's making this great formation. Really, when this builds up out of here, it's got no place to go but up to 12. It's got no place to go but to double, more than double. Can we start with $200? Yes, bad. You can start with $200, and I would recommend that you would take $5 of that 200 into all these different cryptos. So I would buy 20 different cryptos at $5 each, and then I would have $100 waiting. When the cryptos proved me correct, I would add another $5 onto it. So I would start out with 20, and I would probably have 10 of them prove me correct right away, and I would add another $5 onto that, and that's how you would go. Just don't invest so much that you can't sleep at night. Of course, you would only do this with extra money. And the great thing is that you can do this with $5. It is extra money. Extra money is money that you don't need for anything else. That's why these institutional investors kick our ass, because they have this extra money. They don't need it. It's not actually theirs. The guy gets paid a job to come and sit at the computer and make decisions about that money, but it's like $100 million, and he gets paid $45,000 a year to manage it. And so he doesn't care how long that money sits there. He doesn't have the emotional attachment to it. It's not really his. He's just controlling it and trading it. So he can make these decisions that take 6 months or 18 months, and he looks like a hero after 18 months because he's taken this 100 million and turned it into 120 million. It's crazy. And he gets his bonuses, and on we go. So yes, start off with the small little bits and focus on your percentage gain, and then keep repeating that. And you're building the neurons in your brain that money works for you. You have the skills to take your money and grow it. So then when you're working your job, you're doing a part-time job on the side, every extra dollar that you get, it becomes a worker for you. You keep it, you put it into something, you buy gold or silver with it, or you make that money stay there and keep working. You don't let that money go. It becomes the goose that lays the golden eggs for you. The interest that money earns, the profits that money earns. Put your money into something like this and it goes up by double. Wow. It's hard to go out to a movie and spend $20 when you could take that 20 and put it into something like this and start to grow your future. Once you start doing that, you start learning more different financial ways to grow your money, and looking at real estate, looking at buying whiskey, investing in whiskey, because it appreciates so much in value, and the demand in the world is going up for it so much. It's a great investment. Could I do P something? I have some of this. Binance. Populous. I don't have it marked though. And I like the project. It's one of the ones that I actually read up on. PPT. And I went to their website and I signed up, because this is another way of having passive income stream, so that you're investing your money into other people's invoices. So this is one where businesses can sell their invoices. So I've got an invoice. This customer owes me $1,000 next month, but I need that money this month. So I sell my invoice. I get paid this month a smaller amount, and the person who paid me now owns that invoice, and they get paid the invoice later when it's due from the customer. And so they make a fee for providing liquidity in the industry's invoicing market. And I thought it was brilliant, but the chart pattern is not giving us the trading signal to get in on yet. And so I see that it's got these big accumulation candles. I see that it's looking pretty good. It's holding a steady bottom, but it's down to a near fail level, and it hasn't shown me that the market agrees with it yet. The project hasn't developed enough that there are investors who are buying this up enough to change the momentum going up the other way. And the other markets, other things in the markets are already taking off. So this one is on the watch list, and I'll keep checking it every day to see if it has turned around and started to go up to where it would be a buy signal. But for now, it just stays on the watch list. And I would go on to the next one. Here's one that's making a consolidation, a potential to enter. Go on to the next one. You look for something that's making a consolidation. Yes, I did say whiskey, kunta kinte. You can invest in whiskey. It's not for drinking. It's definitely for investment purposes. And really, it's a really great growing industry. And I think that they're going to tokenize things like that. And this is the new, where is that? In our Discord chat. If you're not already joined there, come over and join us in the Discord chat. There's a great group of people there. We're talking about cryptocurrencies all day. And I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, STOs. STOs. STO, what? Security token offerings. There we go. Security token offerings, STOs. These are going to be big, and we're going to be working more with the STOs and doing research on those projects. STOs. And if there is a whiskey STO, that's going to be a good one. So that you actually have ownership of part of a barrel of whiskey somewhere in Ireland in a warehouse. And it's appreciating in value because they can only produce it so fast, and the demand for it is faster than they can increase production for whiskey right now. So the prices have been increasing faster than most other investments. Crazy, but true. Do I buy any cryptos for long-term hold? Yes, I'm much more a long-term holder than a short-term investor. So I'm looking for these bottom formations, and I know they take a long time to play out on the other side. They take a long time. They take months, and I'm expecting this is going to be 12 to 18 months. So once you get into a position, then there's nothing to do. I hold until I see the top formation. So definitely, I recommend a diversified portfolio right now in all sorts of different alts, just a little wee bit of all of them. Remember the story. Remember the story. If you had bought $10 worth of Bitcoin back in January of 2011, Bitcoin was at 25 cents. It was actually at 30 cents, but I say 25 cents because it's easy math. So if you had bought $10 worth of Bitcoin back in January of 2011 at 25 cents, you'd buy 40 Bitcoin for $10. Of course, 40 Bitcoin now is over $100,000. $10 into over $100,000, and Bitcoin prices are down 80% from their highs. So $10 into each of these different cryptocurrencies and set them aside. 2011 to now, that's 8 years. Nothing to do with that. It's just $10. You don't need to go back and worry about the $10 you spent at A&W restaurant last year, right? So this $10, you would put it aside just like that, like it's gone, and just leave it. Just leave it. You're going to be rich and anonymous. Dubai real estate now accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum as payments. Yes, the cryptocurrencies are absolutely going everywhere, and I'm looking forward to when the Dubai real estate giants are tokenizing their real estate. So then people who are renting an apartment, for an example, they would get a certain number of tokens every month when they pay their rent. So they're actually purchasing ownership of their apartment. instead of just paying complete rent. Or people who are paying into a condo, so they're buying it. Every time they paid a payment, they would get tokens, and so that they actually have ownership of money that they could sell. So whenever you sold, you would just cash out your tokens to sell your property. So when using the measure percentage tool, why does it show different depending whether you drag it down or up or down? Because if I bought in here and sold out here, I would lose half my money, right? I bought in at 2, now it's down to 1. I lost half my money. Shift. Click. So from here, down half my money. But if I go from here up to here, it is 100%. It's double my money. It's because of that math of doing it, halving it, you cut it in half, or you're doubling it. And the math works that way. So if I go down 90% here, I'm actually going up 300%. So it's brutal, actually, if you lose 50% on a trade. Think about that. If you lose 50% on a trade, now you've got to make one that goes up 25%, and another one that goes up 30%, and another one that goes up 26%, and another one that goes up 30%, just to make that 50% back, right? If you lose go down 50% in a trade, now you've got to go up 100% to be able to make that back. It's brutal. Losses are much more expensive than the mathematics actually lets you know. 25 watching. I see 14 thumbs up, 22 watching right now. So yes, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Great to have you guys all along. I love the open conversation at the end. It's great. And what's this going to end off with? Bitcoin taking off and going up from here. Ethereum taking off. Litecoin taking off. They've been consolidating. They didn't go down after these big pushes down. They're not going down. These are going up from here. And all of the other alts are going to be jumping as well. So we're going to zoom into ADA. This is going to take off from here. It's come down and really reacted strongly. Bitcoin came down a little bit. This came down quite a lot. And so when that takes off, it's going to be a really nice change. There's going to be some nice moves coming up here. We're in for some beautiful, beautiful trades. This one made a great top formation. We nailed it in our trading alerts. As soon as it broke this trend line, made this top formation, the moving averages crossed over. We were saying take profits, down it's come. Now we're watching for it to consolidate and turn around. There might be a place to get back into this. Really great market, and I think it's got a long ways to go. Fantastic stuff. TRX BTC, awesome, great to see. ADA is a winner. Yes, ADA is going to be a big winner. There's so many great markets. I just love going through this stuff every single day. I love seeing charts building up like this. Oh my goodness. And you know, we don't cover Binance very much in this live stream. Normally we're just doing Poloniex. But in our cryptocurrency trading alerts, we do. The course is coming up. Our course registration for our 3-week intensive cryptocurrency trading course is coming up this Saturday. I'll mention that again. But I was coming here to go over the trading alerts that we do. So in our program here, we go over Poloniex, and we're breaking it all down so that we can really see the whole progression of the market from, you know, the past into the present. We can follow along as it's going from neutral to an alert into a buy. We can watch that progression. This one going from into an alert to a buy. We can watch these sort of the matrix style of watching things go down. This is really powerful. But the Mega Crypto Alerts package is much more, where we have target entries, we have target prices for taking profits, we have stop losses, we have screenshots, and we have some great signals going on here. Take a look at the things that are going on right now. These are signals that we got into. So in DLT, we got in and we're now up 136%, 84%, 77%, 45%, 38%. What would this do for your trading account if you were up these kind of trades that were things we identified since the middle of December all the way through till now? Some of these are very close time frame trades. Storage just took off. Nailed it. EOS, I was just looking at that one. We nailed it. Litecoin, Link. And these are trades that we identified way back as they were making their initial consolidations. So we could identify them from a long ways out and see them coming. And then here they are. And there's a whole bunch more of them coming up right now. This is the most amazing time. And it's not just trading signals. You also get a lot of training that comes along with these trading signals. Not as intensive as the actual course. I'll let you go over to IntroToCryptos.ca. If you're interested in the course and you want to have that 3-week intensive for the entire trading plan, so you have that whole picture in your mind from start to finish, that's for you. If you're just starting out in trading and you're just new to it and you don't have any money and you're starting out from $5, I want you to join these free training. I want your success because I started out from $5 and I worked my way up and up and up, and you can do the same. It feels so awesome. It feels such great satisfaction to see that money doesn't grow on trees. It grows on charts, and you can control them. You can learn it. You know that flying a plane is safe, and it's crazy to think of taking how big are those things and fly it, and they're safe. They land safely all the time. We don't even blink an eye to know that a pilot can land a plane. So can you learn to trade. So join the free stuff. If you want more, take the course. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, go and check out the crypto signals. You get a bunch of training you can do on your own, and then you get access to all of the trading signals. Nothing like it out there, nowhere else in crypto land. Quickly back to these guys. NPXS. I'll take a look at Oh, it's right there. NPXS is great because it's such a low Satoshi coin. And look at this trading volume down here. Let me bring up the indicators. Oh, I gotta load up my suite of indicators, which will automatically kick me out to a different chart. Oh, is it failing? NPXS. Good, it worked. Look at this. This is the on balance volume lazy bear indicator. So on balance, it shows you if the volume of trading is buying or selling. So through all of this year, this has been on balance buying, and it's been sitting pretty much flat. So anybody who's mining it or anybody who's got it from the IPO or ICO or whatever, they are sitting there and just selling and selling and selling as the price comes up. Slowly, the buyers are just accumulating and soaking all that up. Soon that supply will be eaten up and this will take off. The great thing is that it's like 18 Satoshi a coin. So if it goes up 2 Satoshi, you're making some fantastic percentage gains. Really great. I don't have... I don't know what the trading volume is. Like the order books. I don't know how deep the order books are. Is there like 2 or 3 or 5 or 20 Bitcoin worth of volume in orders just above and below the market? If there is, that's phenomenal. A great liquid market. Like Doge is great that way, where there's such, you could trade such big trades within a 1 Satoshi move. Like it. Great stuff. Great to have you guys all tuning in here. Let's wrap it up now and review what we saw today. A little bit more in the neutral, a little bit less of the green, a little bit less of the alerts, but not that much different. A little bit less bullish, I would say. 811 BTC trading volume for NPSX. That's crazy. 811 Bitcoin trading volume on something that's 18 Satoshi. Wow, there are millions and millions of those coins changing hands. Wow. That's a lot of trading on that kind of market. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks again for tuning in. Great to have you guys all along. And I'm looking forward to having you guys over on our Discord chat, because we continue to talk about cryptocurrencies all day. We're a 24/7 group there. We've got people from all around the world, so you're always welcome to come and join in. Thanks again for tuning in, and I appreciate having you guys here. Really fantastic. High five. Namaste.